Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche pregame show. The Avs are taking on the Chicago Blackhawks today, and we have very special guest Michel Goulet in studio with us.
Hey, Chicago. I love it.
Thank you for coming on the show with us, hanging out with the Avs alumni tonight. I want to get your thoughts on this year's Avs. How good are they really? Can they contend for a cup? Are you a believer?
They are.
Okay.
They're good. They may need to add a few pieces, but overall they're really good.
I hope you're right. I want to believe.
You know what? I'm always right.
I'll take your word for it.
That's what Blondie said. I'm always right. I shouldn't say that.
I don't think there's any secret. We've talked about it a lot lately. The Avs need to start racking up some wins here, compete for the top of the Central Division. Last time you were here, I think I argued that home ice might not be that important. That was a couple years ago, so I don't know if you remember. But based on this season, I think home ice might be pretty important for Colorado.
Well, it depends how you play. You look at the schedule and all that, and then at the end of the day, the Avs play a lot better here than on the road.
They sure do.
And you look at a team like Dallas, they're 50-50. So it's a sign of a good team, too. So it's like a different – for the Avs, I think it's big to start home advantage for sure when you look at it. But the way I look at it, they will. And like I say, if they can add a few, two more players, I think it could be a lot different.
We'll ask him later, too, like when he says two players, what position that is, and then we'll see if he comes up with the same as us,
Oh, you guys got players?
Well, I mean, like, we got positions, you know what I mean?
Oh, position's good.
Well, I mean,
it's easy to say. When you have to name the players, or
gets harder.
just the position.
Yeah.
I can name position.
Yeah.
It's easy, too.
And then who you think
You guys are genius, really. Position. I'm like, okay. What about a third line player? Is it a position?
Yeah.
Which one you like? Center, left, right?
No, everybody's been begging for a center.
Yep.
So, I think you see the same thing.
You
right?
guys are freaking smart. You guys know the game. Huh?
We are smart.
Yes, you do?
He's smart at least.
Well, he hasn't said a word yet.
They always like to pretend that I'm smart, and it's not true.
It's not?
I just say things at high volume.
You look like you are.
Thank you.
Glasses.
It's the glasses.
You look like the professor, huh?
Yeah, he's the professor.
I like to think, that's what our post-game shows are.
Here we go. But you know what? I think like I say, it's so difficult. Like I was talking last game against Dallas there, I was talking with some friends, and, in the past you can name like 3, 4, 5 teams, like, they're really favorite. You look at it this year, you can name 9, 10 teams.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can name 9, 10 teams, like they're in the discussions, like, wow, seriously? So it's really difficult, and I know all the Avalanche and the fans, they all know that it's difficult to win.
It's one of the hardest things to do possible, for sure.
Well, I found that out in '92.
Yeah.
I thought I had everything all set up in Chicago, and we lost 4 straight to the Penguins in the final.
Tough.
And you realize, oh my God, we still a way to go.
Yep.
And you're right there. So it's just an amazing, hard things to do to win the Stanley Cup.
But then you did 2.
Yeah, you were part of these 2.
Oh, I love
not
it.
as a player, but
Not as a player,
yeah.
with Pierre, obviously.
Yeah,
And on the other hand, I had 2 Canada Cups. So kind of different. The same, but in a short period of time, like in a couple months. But man, it's just an amazing achievement that we had here in '95 and '96, obviously, and in 2001. It's just like Pierre was such a control of everything and what we need, and he was an amazing GM and manager. And on top of that, he's a Hall of Famer. So it's been an amazing time to work with the Avalanche.
What was it like leading up to the trade deadline with those 2 teams? Obviously, in 2001, the big move to go get Rob Blake happens and all of that. Was it tense in the front office knowing you guys had to make a move or two?
That was tense, but Pierre, I think, it was not like something he was thinking the day before. I think we prepared like in November
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We prepare what kind of players do we need ready to add to our team, or are we good enough? So I remember the first one that we did. It was Sandy Sozalinch.
Yep.
And it's turned out like, obviously we had the Patrick after that, but I was just saying that we knew a little bit what we need. We needed some kind of a quarterback on back there and a goaltending like Patrick after that. It was kind of amazing how those two things happened in a row, and obviously give us the cup in '96. So it was like an amazing time, but Pierre was always ahead of the curve. He really knew his team. First of all, he really knew what he needs, and from there, we really built up a list of players that we like and could add to our lineups.
When you guys approached a trade deadline, what was the appetite? How much did you guys talk about future assets and pick? I know things are a little different today than they were back then, but how much of a conversation really was it that we can't give up all these things because then we won't have them anymore?
Well, the big difference is the cap. Obviously, you have to manage that, and it's a big issue. When you have to trade 4 quarters for $1, it's hard. It's really hard because back then in '95, '96, there was no cap, so it was totally different. But it's no question it's probably the same a little bit. And I think every good organization know exactly what they need. They don't, like I say, they don't think, yesterday that we need a 4-line player. I'm like, no. We knew that 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And you make your list, and from there, it's how you create, discussions and obviously achievement and the target teams that we like, players that we like, and go from there. You have to look at the full picture, but at the end you have to focus on the 2-3 teams that you focus on and like the players.
And I was telling these guys just to jump on your same thing, and because I know what you were just kind of asking, AJ, was more like, is there guys that are untouchables and you don't want to touch, right? And then I'm going back, and I've told these guys before, like the Ray Bourque trade a little bit. Like I remember I told those guys Samuel Paulson was like a subject of discussion.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can touch on that.
I was there. We really like Sam. Really, that's probably the only one that we didn't want. I didn't really want to get. But when you look at the full picture, like Pierre said, hey, you think we're gonna have a Ray Bourque if I don't have to give? You know what I mean? Like, I think at the end, Pierre was a deal maker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a quality that he had, and he was like, I'm not gonna stop the trade because of one player. And first of all, he was 19 years old. 20 years old. We're looking to win the cup this year. So it was interesting, and the other thing is his vision was. You talk about the Ray Bourque, sometimes I was trying to be like cool a little bit because Pierre really bring names, you look at the team, what we need.
Shiny.
I say, you know what, Pierre, I really believe we should have tried to get Ray Bourque. That was like in 2099.
99, yeah.
In 99. Michel, it's so good that you tell me that name. I've been trying for 2 years. Oh, okay. I'm late a little bit, I guess. I was trying. I was so cool. I've got this name. I'm like, yay. Oh, I've been trying for 2 years. Okay. Yay.
At least you're on the same page then, though.
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah.
But it was fun. He was an amazing manager, amazing man, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like trading for Rob Blake and Ray Bourque, Theo Fleury, guys like that, those really big ticket names, I feel like those are easy to say, okay, we're going to give up a kid that's 18 or 19 years old.
Just give them whatever they want.
We've got Hall of Fame talent already on our roster. We're going to add another one to that list, and we're just going to give ourselves the best chance we can get. Is it how much harder is it to try and draw a line in the sand on what you give up in a deal for a guy that's maybe going to play in the middle of your lineup and not the top of it?
Again, you make deals is to you really have the feeling you're going to make our team better. It's a gamble at times. It's a gamble, obviously. It's just some of the players they're going to be good. Others I'm not quite sure. There's always question marks, and at the end most of them I think we were pretty successful. And a lot of them we talk for months, sometimes in weeks about somebody, and at the end you didn't make the deal. Probably the best deal we made, So it could go either way, but overall it was just an amazing time, amazing achievement to be one of the best teams for 10 years, in the NHL. It's things that it's really hard to do, obviously. And there's no question all those names that Rob and Ray and Patrick and Ozo, and just an amazing. We were targeting team players like
Claude.
I bet you
Claude.
I bet you a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't even think about it. But that's what I was saying. Pierre was such a guy that his vision, and he was starting talking about to those people, to the manager, and at the end he closed the deal. It was amazing.
You talk a lot about players you might like that you don't want to give up in trades. We've seen the modern Avs give away second-round picks like candy almost every single year. How do you find those evaluations on a draft pick as opposed to a guy you've already taken?
Well, this is a really difficult. It's a hard question because
If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
exactly. It's a lot of. Obviously, you got to know what's coming up. All the good players coming up that year. And draft picks are money-wise. It's unbelievable. When you hit
Lotto tickets, yeah.
You draft a second-round pick, and you're like, holy moly, we might be a franchise player here.
Paul
You know what I mean?
Stastny, was a second-round pick.
Yep.
Paul was a second-round pick, and the thing is, it's so hard. But at the end, you have to look where your team's at and how much you need. If that player is going to make you go over the hump,
Sure.
and that's
That's all that matters.
draft picks are great if you draft well. That's the other thing.
Well, there 2 points I want to make, too, because if you look at the trade yesterday, Tanev, I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but,
Yeah.
I listened to your buddy Connie there yesterday,
Yes.
and he was saying, well, we really like the prospect. I don't know I'm not going to pretend I know him, the second rounder, the defenseman,
Yeah,
whatever. He's like,
we don't know,
he goes, a lot of people like picks, but we felt on this deal we wanted a player that we knew. It was not unknown. So I think the answer, or what you've been saying, I think it's like sometimes it's good to a pick is a pick. You might not hit. You might not know who the name is because you don't know who it's going to be at that spot like that next June. But sometimes it's nice to have a player adding to a name. Again, 10 organizations you talk to, they might not like the guy that they got for Tanev, and then you talk to 10, they'll be like, no, we like him. So again, that's the beauty of it, right?
Yes.
You don't know what it's going to be. But I also wanted to add that we talked to your friend Big Bad Bob a couple of days ago, and then Big Bad Bob, and then it's funny because he brought up the fact that they, meaning he wasn't there because he was in Hershey, you,
Yeah.
which, whatever, I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
96, I don't know which one it is, but
01.
the 96 team,
Yeah.
you guys had won.
Yeah.
And then here I am, he goes, I'm coaching, it's 1998, and then we have 4 first-round picks because usually it's the opposite. You get depleted of your picks, and you guys did a masterful job back then, your whole staff,
Yeah.
gathering and had decided that you're going to keep the core, and then you were going to trade the Ricci's and all of that stuff to go get those first-round picks and maybe try to get like Vinny Lecavalier or whatever.
It was an amazing time because after winning in '96, the year after, we fell short, and right away Pierre said, "Well, we need to start rebuilding. We need some high picks, start rebuilding while we keep winning." So the first round pick were unbelievable, and that was the only year I draft. I scout the college and junior hockey. Were the 4 of us. That was amazing. Pierre, Dave Draper, myself, and Brian McDonald, I think. And it was an amazing time because we have 4 first-round pick. I mean, I don't know if it ever happened. I don't know. I don't remember, but It was amazing, and we just won the cup 2 years ago. So
There's only 28 teams at the time, too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, well,
27. I mean,
yeah, it was, and
Maybe less than that.
It was amazing because we were thinking in the long run, those 4 first-round picks can make us. It's not only that. I think we had 7 picks in the first 2 rounds. So after all the deal we made, so it was the vision of Pierre and going forward and keep winning and it was just an amazing time to be part of that kind of that team that in a long vision. And we're looking behind this year. We're looking 10 years from now, and it was amazing. And obviously we had the Tanguy, the Regier, and the Parker, and Scooby-Doo.
It was a pretty masterful balancing act by you guys too, because with those 4 first-round picks, I mean, you had, Tanguay, Skula, Parker, end up on that Cup team, but also Chris Drury, Lon Hayduk, who were already in the system. So it was, and hey, you had to give up a lot of assets in order to go get Ray Bourque and Rob Blake.
Sure.
And so,
and Theo,
figuring out, and to figure out which ones to keep and which ones to move. When you go back and you look at the guys that you moved on from, you feel pretty good. And you look at the ones that you kept, you feel pretty good. And so it just felt like it was really a really good job to walk that balancing act of present and future.
Obviously, you make trades sometimes. It's like 100% you win,
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a win-win. It's a good trade for both teams, But at the end of the day, you always feel that you have the best, And especially if you have a player who's been there for a while and you know it's going to help. When you draft or you get a younger player, you're not exactly sure. You think you're going to have a good players, but you know what? It's always like those first round pick. I remember like yesterday, those 4 guys going to play. I said, you sure? Because it's rare. You know what I mean? It's rare. You have 4 guys. It doesn't matter in the first, second round. I said, they all going to play. I'm like, but I was a big Tanguay, Regier. Skula was like a little bit, on the south side, but he was still a good player. At the end, he was a good player. Good size. It was fun. It was fun just to be part of those discussions all the time.
Anytime you win 1 or 2 of these, you made some good trades. That's for sure.
It's hard. I'm telling you. And you know what? This year might be it's always hard. It doesn't matter what year. But this year could be one of those years like I say again, you can have 8, 9 different teams, 10 teams, and you're going to win.
I did want to scroll up to Trevor's comment a ways up there just to shout out the love he had.
Trevor has got to say?
He says, in 1983, he was 9, and his mom took him on his first vacation. She bought him a Goulet jersey. He had just started watching hockey, and that's the reason he became a Nords fan and why he's an Avs fan 40 years later.
That's awesome.
So
that was probably the only jersey we sold that year. I love it. It's awesome. Beside my 7 brothers, so I had your jersey for my 7 brothers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
fun.
great. Yeah.
Right. You were the leading selling jersey then. Nice.
With 9. With 9.
7 plus 2.
That's awesome. I love it.
We do have to transition into tonight's game a little bit as we are presented by Coors Light and Bet365. Expectations. Avs just have to win, right?
Yeah, they have to win. It's been weird the last couple of years in Chicago. They played some odd games. They got absolutely dominated by Connor Bedard and basically Connor Bedard only the last time they were there. So don't let that happen again. Yep. And even if that does happen, outscore your problems. That is a brutally bad team this season, and if you need points in the standings. You've got 2 games against Chicago in the next week. You need to walk out with 4 points. I don't care how it looks. I don't care how you do it. You have to win this game tonight.
No question. Well, you have to win pretty much every game, but at the end, you look at you have the Jets, Dallas, and the Avalanche. It's going to be where you want to start, and it's one of those games. A tricky game, it's just like you don't want to drop that one, and it's obviously it's a huge game and it's a scary game.
It has all the
game, yeah.
It has all the letdown after the big win over Dallas. It has all the classic letdown
The win in Chicago blow one way, and it's hard.
Well, Goo was traded. Speaking of trade deadline, Goo was traded one trade deadline to Quebec to Chicago. One of the worst trades ever in the history of the Quebec Nordiques.
It depends who you're talking to.
Wow,
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, no. For you, it was great. No, but I'm saying what they got in return was awful. I mean, no offense to anyone, but you know what I mean. It's like the Gretzky trade, the first one. Like, come on, man, are you serious?
Come on, guys.
But anyway, so Goo's familiar with Chicago.
Yes.
And then
that was a good trade for me, because at the end of the day, it was like I knew I'm going to get trade because the team was going downhill, selling everything, and I knew a few teams. I know Boston and Chicago, and every of our game, I can see Keenan's face on top of it there. I'm like, after the deal, I say, why take you so long, for God's sakes? Come on.
I want to ask you, because we've asked Eric plenty about his playing days and playing in the bottom six.
Yeah.
I want to know what it's like when you're one of the top scorers on your team, when you're going up against a guy like Connor Bedard. Does that change your mindset at all, or is it?
You exactly know you're gonna have good chances to score too.
I love it.
If you play against the third line,
dying.
oh my God, those guys don't do anything besides checking.
But I was telling you, Rudo, remember I said it. I said you play home games. You got Sakic. I was like fourth line and no center. So Sakic, Forsberg, come on. You're playing against a 5th, 6th D, or you're playing against the 3rd, 4th line. I mean, are you kidding me? You're going to produce.
It's a different ball game.
It's a different game, and then you end up on a real true 4th line without those guys. And it's like, don't look at hockey DB. Don't look at hockey DB.
That's why, obviously, you have to respect a lot what Bedard is doing, because he's playing against all the best players.
Yeah,
best
exactly.
Defense. And I don't know the kid, but I just saw him on TV. Pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive what he can do. So can I take that jersey back home after?
No, Ty will shoot you. Ty's gonna shoot you.
Do you fit a kid's medium? Because I think that's what size that jersey is.
I know kids. I got some good friends. They have kids.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is it signed?
No.
Only the Mac one is signed.
Only McKinnon. Yeah.
They're both yours?
Yeah, they're Ty's. My youngest Ty.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Living the good life.
Thank
over
you,
there.
Ty.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He might be watching. He's gonna.
I'm going to take the McKinnon. You can keep the Bedard.
Yeah.
Let's get to your 3 keys of the game. What do the Avs got to do to win
Let's
tonight?
get going on this one. Hey, very simple tonight. Number one, speed. Play fast, create off the rush, quick exit out of your own end. Don't mess around. Don't let those guys hang around. Go at them. Put them out of their misery. It's a bad team. Let's be honest. They've had a lot of struggle, injuries, and sure they have a couple good players. And but at the end of the day, get on top of them. And number 2, puck pursuit on display. No one and done. No just one chance off the rush and nothing happens and you lose the control of the puck. Get puck pursuit. Get on it. Play below the goal line. Create and make their Ds turn a little bit. That's a very average to below average D-core in this league, so you should just get on
polite.
top of them. Wow. I'm being polite. Number 3, crush their depth. Kind of goes hand in hand, right? It's a very limited Hawks roster. I mean, they have 2 wins in the last 15 games. 2 wins in your last 15 games. Flex your muscles. Don't give them an inch. Go right after them.
That's
Love
a
it.
good coach talking. It's good.
He's got all the answers over there.
I got it. It's awesome.
Yes.
It's really good. But you're totally right. It's a scary game. I'm telling you. It's sometimes you have those games that you can't drop. But it's one of them.
Got to stay focused.
Losing this would be a really big disappointment after the win over Dallas the other day, where they just blew them out of the building. You need wins. You need to start stacking up wins and points. Those 2 teams are going to pull away from you in the division if you cannot take advantage of this.
Is Nico playing tonight? Nico Lishin, is he playing tonight? Nico Lishin, what's his name? 15.
Val Nikushkin.
Nikushkin. What is it?
Yeah,
no,
Nikulishin
will not be in tonight.
No, he's here. Yeah, he's here in
still
town.
here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's he's a key player.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
people don't realize. I mean, every time you go and he's not in the lineup, he's a big key. He can kill penalties. He's got size. He can skate. He's first of all, he's a really hard guy to replace.
Can't find
It's
guys
almost
like that.
impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's and tonight, obviously, at the end of the day, they're gonna have some good goaltending from the backup goalie. They need some good games.
Yeah.
You know, he played well last game, and you know they need to him.
Is it Eustace tonight again?
It is.
Oh, good. Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Got to build on it.
No, he's a good goalie.
No, I agree.
Quite a bit. I saw him quite a bit with the Eagles there.
Yeah.
He's progressing. It's nice.
Yeah.
This podcast definitely Team Eustace for sure.
Oh yeah, we love him. Yeah, we do. We all. Yeah.
I want
Which one you don't like?
Well, the other guy,
Prosvetov.
Prosvetov, I don't like him. That's me. But I mean,
I don't know.
playing good in the AHL right
I'm just
now.
listening to you guys. That's all. I don't know.
I want to do our Who's Got to Eat section a little bit differently. Goo, I want to ask you, when you were a player, did you have a weird snack that you like to eat for game days, or was there something specific on the menu?
Oh my God. Spaghetti Factory.
spaghetti.
$3.50.
The old
You know,
spaghetti.
in our days, we didn't have all the meals ready, and we had to go after skate. You go and you rush somewhere to get. I would love spaghetti and a little steak. I love it. Love it.
Spaghetti
But
steak game day meal.
I love it. Yeah, it's just it was very simple back then, but now it's love. They have the fish and the pasta.
Yeah, they
and
got
the
everything,
bagels.
yeah.
I love it. Sushi.
Oh, they got everything.
Hey, I should be a player.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be 300 pounds maybe, but I love it. Amazing.
Is that a joke? Is that a stab at me? Oh, yeah,
No. I'm just saying. That'd be amazing with all the good food they have today, but
Well, you come out of retirement right now, you might be able to play for the Chicago team.
Yeah.
no.
Based on what I've heard Eric's nickname is, he must have enjoyed the food
Whoa. Whoa.
from your goalie buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, from Kirk McLean.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, your buddy Kirk.
Good guy, huh?
Yeah, great guy.
You guys watched the Chelios retirement?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good, huh?
Yeah,
It was really good. I thought it was
not
really-
super well liked around these parts, but
No, I totally get it, but I just watched part of it.
It was nice,
I
yeah.
thought it was fun and well done. You know?
always great.
But my Circle K tonight, eater's gonna be. I can't lie. I got a Tiff. Who did I pick? I picked Miko. I'm gonna stick to Miko because I think he's coming out of it. Then
You
I got a
think?
Miko comment after because I know you like him too.
Miko,
But he's my guy tonight for Circle K. You know, that dog to eat. I wanted to pick it first before you
AJ
pick
snipes
it.
us. Yeah.
AJ. Who you got?
Well, you really thought I was going to pick Miko?
No, I didn't know he's
Come
hot
on
right
now.
now. He's hot.
Pick Ross Colton though. I swear to God.
he's hot right now.
Yeah.
That's right now.
If there was a time to pick him, yeah.
It might be now.
But everybody goes through some tough time, as you know.
Yep. Long
No.
season.
It is. People don't realize. But, will never happen. But we played 10 games too many.
Yeah.
Hard agree with that.
Yeah, totally agree there.
And you guys can have more day off and relax.
Sold.
Yeah.
Good food.
You've convinced
Good
us.
food.
Let Goo run the league.
Yes.
Best idea. There it is.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I am totally
But,
sold.
it is what it is. It's a marathon. It's hard.
Who you got?
Miles Wood. I think
right.
that when you're talking about the guys down in the lineup playing a role in beating a team that has no meaningful
Which one?
depth,
Miles Wood.
I want Miles Wood
Yeah,
to
I like
have
that
that
guy. I always
the
like that guy.
physicality and the speed. It just feels like it's been a while since we've seen him get one totally random breakaway that he just
Actually
gets because he
finishes,
just
yeah.
outskates everybody and then actually finishes it. It's just a tingly feeling. I'm feeling Miles Wood in this game.
His legs flying for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Too fast for a lot of stuff. Yeah, they're flying. He's a good player. He's a good ad. Who's your player?
I'm taking the jersey right there. We just watched Miko struggle to hit the 250 goal milestone. We just watched Kale struggle to become the top leading Avs defensive scorer. Mac, just have a 3-point night. Blow past 100 points on the season. pop off, show Connor Bedard what it's like to really be the MVP of the league.
Wow. That's good stuff.
Mac is him this year. That's where I'm at with it.
But I want to add some, too, because we were talking about Mikko, and sometimes he can go sleepy.
Yeah.
And Goo was on a radio show last year, or maybe the Quebec newspaper, I don't remember. And then they asked Goo about, I don't remember who, maybe a Montreal Canadiens player that been going through a big slump, like 10, 12 games. And then the reporter asked Goo, I'll say it because he won't say it, but I'll say it. The reporter asked Goo, said, hey, what did you do when you had those long stretches of games where you didn't score? He goes, I don't know. It never happened to me. So,
That was a
so
short,
he lied 2 minutes ago. He said we all go through some tough stretches.
that was a short answer, I can say.
He's like, what did you do? He goes, I don't know. I never had to deal with it. I never went through a big stretch like that.
12 games. Back in Quebec, the fans always remind you that you've been struggling a little bit, so you have to get out of there. So it's so hard. Sometimes you just you go against everything doesn't work, you know. But Mikko is, they have so many good players around the league, and we have a few here. The hockey, the Avalanche and the hockey here, it's been exciting.
Very much so.
And on top of that, we have a great chance to go out this year, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, make sure you're watching Avalanche hockey with some Circle K snacks with you. You can go to circleck.com/innercircle today to get in on a bunch of amazing deals, including 25 cents off per gallon your first 5 fill-ups of fuel. You can get five free Polar Pops even, and a bunch of amazing snack deals on weekends for game day. So go check them out. Again, circleck.com/innercircle today.
Okay, guys, you guys got all your players. I'm going to take my car.
There
All
you
right,
go.
fine.
God, always a good answer to go with Kale.
I know the game. I just can't play. I cannot play. I know that.
It has to happen eventually, right? We've been talking about this for 3 weeks now.
What?
Kale's gonna take off.
Makar has to have one of those dominant nights where he just 3-4 points, and he looks like the best player on earth when he has on games like that.
But sometimes you don't need points.
Totally,
Imagine
If you
a
know
guy.
hockey, you don't need points.
of course,
Okay.
but
As you guys know, you're expert. You guys know a lot about hockey.
True.
You don't need points and goals sometimes.
Easy for a guy with 500 goals to say.
Yes. I got 67.
almost 68.
Is it 67?
I don't know, man.
Somebody asked me the other day. That's all I know. I wouldn't know. Because you
Am I?
try not to look at 67. No, maybe it's more. I don't know. I think it's right around there. So combined, we have almost 600 goals.
600 goals together. Yeah, for sure. I love it. I love it.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers, I've heard.
Yeah, of course.
That was an amazing time.
There's a Hall of Fame. I'm waiting. I'm waiting my turn.
It's coming.
It came last year. They just had the wrong first name. I was waiting.
It's awesome.
Let's hit my bets really quick. I went with my eater tonight. I took the McKinnon parlay. Avs to win, McKinnon 5+ shots on goal, and the Avs to score a bundle over 4.5.
That's the boosted bet tonight.
Yep. Plus 350
4.5.
for McKinnon to pop off and the Avs
4
to
goals.
dominate.
And McKinnick's five shots. That's a good one.
He's
going to get 10 today.
McKinnon will either get to 5 or he'll have none. It feels like on most nights, one or the other. So
I just like the dollar sign.
Yeah.
I could use some dollar signs tonight.
yeah.
I need to hit one here. So hopefully,
You will.
I hope so.
I like it.
As we are winding down here, we can get into some final thoughts on the Avs, on their situation right now. Trade deadline coming up. Is that weighing on people a little bit, you think? Are some of the Avs players, cough, Ryjo, maybe a little in their heads on this?
I'll answer like I said earlier. Goo's been through it as a player right around March. I've been through it. It weighs on you. I don't care what people say. And like Goo said, you kind of know. A lot of times you expect it.
For sure.
And then there's times like, if you're Deddy, and Rob Blake trade, you don't expect it, right? Those are not the fun ones. But when you expect it, when you're hoping for it, it's actually fun. It's exciting. But it does weigh on you when you have a good team. Like Goo said, their team in Quebec was going nowhere, So then you're going to a place like Chicago that's going to be good. You're excited. That's happened to me. I went to the East on the first team in the East, Ottawa Senators. I mean, we lost 4 straight in the first round, but still, at that time, they were, number one. We were dead last in the East. So from one day to another, you are on a championship team caliber. So it does weigh on you. It does weigh on management, because there's a deadline. So you know that you're trying to do something, make your roster better. So then there's deadlines make things move, right? So it brings a little bit of intensity and a little bit of anxiousness, to the front office.
For sure.
So all in all, when it's over, it's kind of nice when you did what you wanted to do. And if you're a player, if you got moved on, then it's exciting. If you got moved on, then i.e., somebody on this roster might get moved and you end up to a shitty place. It's not fun,
No, exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Would like to say. It just depends where you end up. When you go and you're on a good team, and all of a sudden you realize you're on the last 5 teams in the league. You're like,
it's tough.
Why me?
Yeah.
But you know what? How many players play the whole career on one team?
Yeah.
Not too many.
Yeah.
So at one point, you're going to have a change, and you're going to have to, for me personally, that was an amazing change for my career, and keep going. And there's no question. And I'm sure you're going to ask Rob Blake how exciting he was winning the cup on top of that, and today he managed the LA Kings and all that. It's just, you learn so much about the change, and it's so much fun to be part of that kind of stuff. It's not easy, but at the end, sometimes it's just like the best for you.
All right.
I'm good.
You guys ever been traded?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Oof. You guys are lucky.
They make trades on their fantasy teams.
Yeah. Good one.
We're talking.
Sometimes.
We're talking.
We'll see.
If you don't know, give me a call sometime.
There you go. I'm not good enough to get traded. I just get cut. So
You end up with the Eagles. Yeah. Fort Collins is fun.
Oh, it's a great building up there,
I
too.
love it.
It's awesome. All right, we're going to wrap up this pre-game show. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Goo, thank you for coming on.
Awesome.
If you want to shout out anything you're doing, anything
love
you're
it.
working on, let the people know where you're at.
Yes. Go Avs, guys. Let's win tonight.
There you go.
Love it.
Easy enough.
Easy.
We will be back for post-game. No watch log today, as the Nuggets do play as well. But make sure you tune in after the game, where we will break down, good, bad, or ugly, whatever happens in this one. We will talk to you later.
We all silly like the mayor.